So, welcome to FM21, guys. Have you guessed who I'm going to be managing? You might have from the thumbnail. But here we go. Here's the big reveal. This is the team that we're going to be taking on and managing to begin with in our FM20 career structure. Because it's going to be like different teams and stuff as we go through, like obviously this year's game. Here we are. Hello guys and welcome. Here is the team. It is Portsmouth, and I want to apologise for YouTube or me or whatever, whoever you want to point the finger at, probably me more than likely. But I didn't realise that when you upload a video and you click the box for kids, apparently disables the comments. So when I was asking you guys which team should I, manage, let me know down in the comments. Obviously you weren't able to, so I do apologise for that particular situation. So I've made the decision myself, and like I said, in if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Like the obviously the beta video where we were talking about what team we were going to manage in the full game. Well, here is the full game now. It is out, and it's going to be Portsmouth that we're going to take on. We're going to try and take them from League One back to sort of like the Premier League and take them a little bit, maybe further in doing well in maybe in the Champions League or something. That's a possibility. They have won, the Premier League, not when it was called the Premier League, but they have won obviously the top flight before, and obviously they've won the FA Cup as well. So these are sort of like goals that I've decided that I'm going to set this club, because it kind of fell away, didn't it? Like overspent, stuff like that, in the wrong hands, it is finding itself now languishing down in League One. So it's my job to try and take them back to some kind of semblance of importance in the football world. And it's going to be an interesting ride to begin with. As for, I was looking at possibly Notts County as a team, because obviously they're out of the Football League, and they're as far as I'm aware, they're the oldest club that is still established today. That is maybe something that I will do after this particular series, and we'll take it from there. But this is Portsmouth. This is what we're going to be doing. Let's have a look at the game. I have managed to get a few sort of alterations to the game, a few skins here and there. I've not managed to get the kits yet. They don't seem to be out at the moment. People are still working on the kits, which is understandable. So we've not got those as such for the Premier League sides. We have got them, as you can see just behind me, for the lower league sides. And what is great about this, and I wanted to show you this screen primarily, look at the dressing room. We showed you on the beta what Liverpool's dressing room looks like, but look at this. It's like a lower team. It makes it look like the old sort of dressing rooms that you'd look at, you imagine just down on the ground here, a load of grass with mud, when you pull it out of your studs and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about, when you pull it out, and you can pull it out in one sort of strip. You try and do it to get the holes still where the actual the turf is, you've managed to dig up and stuff. So a lot of manly sweat and stuff coming out of this dressing room. You can just imagine it very compact in there, and maybe a couple of sort of showers, at the end. There won't be really a bath or anything like that. It'll be just the showers, maybe be 2 or 3 or something that everyone's got to maybe sort of share. But there we are. Anyway, there's enough of dressing rooms, just in case you guys weren't aware of what they're like. Let's get into this. There's going to probably be a bit of a longer video, because I'm going to be showing you quite a lot about the club and stuff like that. Will we get any games in today's episode? I'm not entirely sure. Possibly try and do that, with maybe a friendly or something that we might be able to do. But here we go. So just to give you a sort of a rundown, like I say, I've managed to get the player faces and stuff in. So as you can see here, we've got pretty much majority of the faces are in the actual teams and stuff like that. Stadium is also in here as well. I've managed to like upload like pictures of like stadiums and stuff. So we've got Fratton Park here, which is Portsmouth home ground. As you can see just below, it does say 2 Premier League titles, but we know what it means by that. It's 2 titles that they won. How it's been like rebranded. That's how it happened. FA Cup, there's a couple in there. We've also won the Sky. Well, when I say we, I mean like Portsmouth like have won the Sky Bet Championship. They won League One a couple of times as well. As you can see, 62, 83. I think you can just about see that, yeah. And they also won the FA Community Shield as well down there. So they have got a few trophies that they're proud of, and we're going to hopefully add to them at some point. But yeah, let's have a look at our club vision and what the board are expecting of us. Like, well, it's as you expect, not too much of a sort of strain on my managerial abilities and stuff, but it's a little bit of a tough one, I suppose, in the fact that they expect us to reach the playoffs. I suppose in this league, yeah, Portsmouth, you maybe expect them to get there, but yeah, it's a minimum requirement from the board. That is what they're expecting of us. They want us to get to the 3rd round of the FA Cup and the 2nd round of the League Cup, so that's not too bad regarding that. And up here we've got things about like wanting to work with the youth player system because we don't have a lot of funds, expanding the stadium, also building a new stadium. So they're looking at building a new stadium, so that'll be probably down the line if we get like promotions, especially if we get back to the Premier League. They'll definitely want like a newer stadium and stuff. But that's pretty much it regarding what the board are expecting of us. You can't just about see down here like what wage and transfer budget and stuff is, but I'll show you that now in a little bit more detail. You can see above me now up here. Yeah, not a massive budget, is it? 100 grand we've got to spend. I think we'll be going to be looking at this figure more than anything is the wage budget, and the fact that maybe able to bring in a few maybe sort of free players or even players on loan, and look at it that way, because I don't think we're going to be looking to be buying a lot of players by the looks of things. But we can obviously look at certain players that we can maybe move on and get some funds that way. But yeah, I think when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be more sort of loans and maybe players that are coming out of their contracts and stuff, and we can maybe like use the wages, that budget there, like more than anything. But as you can see, we're already spending 73,000, well, nearly 74,000, aren't we? So we've only got maybe 4,000 a week to play with. So it's gonna be tight down here, isn't it? Like let's have a look. Like I'm going to show you now basically positions that maybe need filling and stuff like that. So if we go into the squad depth and stuff, this formation is the formation that Portsmouth were playing, which is very similar to what we were using when we were like Liverpool. So I've decided I'll stick with them, the same formation. The players are going to be used to it, and then we can always adjust it if it's not working out. But as you can see up top with like maybe sort of the lone striker and stuff, yeah, there's a possibility of maybe looking at bringing in maybe a better quality striker. As you can see, not massive quality there, only sort of 3-star sort of like players that we've got as available. Left wing's looking pretty decent out there, so that's looking like a strong part of the side. Again, in this sort of like attacking midfield, that needs, obviously, I mean, every position is going to need like obviously improving, but just in the like near future, as in like right now, like but right, yeah, it's okay. Midfield, yeah, not too bad. And we go into the defense and we look at this, and you're looking at probably the two sort of like fullbacks here, like the right and the left hand side are definitely what needs strengthening, whereas the centre backs look a little bit more stronger. And then as for goalkeeper and stuff like that, yeah, not too bad, to be fair. But so we're looking at possibly a striker, a left-sided and a right-sided, like fullback is our main sort of like transfer, like looking at filling those positions. Obviously we're going to have to look at maybe developing some of the younger players, because obviously that's what the team or the club vision is regarding like from obviously the directors and stuff. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to have like the best of, you know, like the scouts and stuff. We're not going to have, let's see here, no, yeah, not very many. We've got 2 scouts, and well, we've got 3 really, because we've got a chief scout in there as well. So we've not got that many, you know, sort of staff like to be able to go out and look, and we're not going to be looking like, you know, around Europe and stuff like that. That ain't going to be a thing. We're going to be looking more like sort of like, you know, League 2, non-league, you know, trying to find maybe someone that's down there, maybe even like a player in the Championship that's like not maybe doing very well, or maybe coming to the end of their career. We could maybe get like, you know, sort of a 30-plus-year-old, maybe experienced striker or something like that to get into the side to try and boost us and get us out of this league. Just wanted to show you like sort of how like the tactics and stuff is set up, and as you'll notice as well with the skin and stuff, I've changed it, obviously, like made it a little bit more darker rather than like, you know, the standard like, you know, purple that the game starts with and things like that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out which players, because I don't know them. Maybe there's some Portsmouth fans out there that can give me a bit more insight into which players are best to play and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Really looking forward to, you know, getting my teeth into this. You know, we can do to improve the side and make it like a lot better than what it is. So we look at our schedule and stuff. Obviously, we've got some friendlies and stuff set up, and then these obviously are the league games and stuff. So yeah, not too bad on the friendlies. We've actually got a game against Utrecht there as well. But as you can see, yeah, not big size that we're going to be like, you know, having friendlies against. But like I say, that's all just to get like match fitness and stuff. So our first game of the season is actually going to be a Caribou Cup match, as you'll see just there on the 5th of September, followed by our opening home game is against Shrewsbury. So that is who we are going to be facing in our very first game. And yeah, it's going to be interesting just to see at what level we are. Are we better than most of these sides in this league, you know? And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the team sort of like, you know, gets on and stuff. And there's definitely going to be some ups and downs, that's for sure, like, you know. But that we've not been drawn against anyone yet in the cup. Yeah, there we are, like, you know. So that's a bit of a rundown of like, you know, obviously, you know, the team and stuff, and you know, we do have to make, you know, some, you know, changes obviously and improve things. But what I'll do now for you guys is we'll get into a friendly. I probably won't do I'm sure this is like a Welsh side, this just by the 2 L's, I'm sure that's a Welsh side. So I'll probably, like, you know, move it on a little bit and maybe take on Exeter, get you guys to have a look at what we're like up against Exeter in the friendly game, and that will, like, you know, sort things out for this, like, you know, opening episode. We have got a couple of lone players obviously at the club already, so we just have to be aware of, like, you know, we can't bring in that many lone players, but yeah, I'm looking at if we can maybe pick up a right and a left back, you know, sort of like free transfers, maybe actually get them in as proper signings, and then maybe look to loan in a striker that's 30 plus, that's got experience, you know, and hopefully that the club that we loan them from are willing to pay most of his wages. That's what I'm kind of like looking at, like, you know. But let's, like, you know, I want to give, like, you know, these players like a chance first, you know. I don't want to like suddenly just go out and you know, sort of like put them down straight away. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we want to give them an opportunity to prove themselves. But I think, yeah, definitely a striker is probably the way to go. We need goals, like any club does. So we'll see what the strikers are like at the club, but I think that is definitely something that we will be definitely looking into. Right then, let's move things on and get into that Exeter game. So the EFL Round 1 has been drawn. Yes, the EFL Cup, the Caribou Cup, has been drawn. As you can see just there, Luton is who we will be faced. We're at home, so that's not too bad, but Luton are in the Championship, so it's going to be a tough game, but hopefully home support maybe will get us past that game. That's what I'm hoping, but that's not in today's episode. Yes, we're now going to face Exeter. So, if you watch the beta, you'll have seen this. It's like a team sheet, which I think is quite good. It looks like, sort of the back of a match program or something like that, showing how the teams are lining up. So these are the players. You won't have got used to them just yet, you know what I mean. So I totally understand that, but just want to point out a couple of players that I've managed to get in on the transfers. I've managed to bring in Tom Bradshaw, got him in on loan from Millwall as a striker, so we'll get to have a look at what he's like today. And also I've managed to make a signing, spent 10,000 on this guy here, Ben Winter. That's who I've brought in. He's kind of like a at the moment he's a backup sort of right back, but has the potential to eventually make that his own spot, but at the moment he is kind of a bit of a backup in that right back spot. So just wanted to let you know a couple of sort of transfers that I have managed to do so far. So we'll see how Tom Bradshaw does up top. He's got experience, stuff like that, and like I said, I brought him in on loan. And the great thing is, I've managed to do a deal so it's only 10% of the wages that we have to pay, and he's on 6,000 a week, so we're only paying 600. So that's brilliant, isn't it? You know what I mean? So there's a couple of deals that I've managed to get through the door. So with the new look of the match engine and stuff, here we are to get things off and running against Exeter. So we should win this, but we'll see if Exeter give us a little bit of problems. So we've got a chance here as the highlighters, showing that Marcus is on the ball now and knocks it back here to Harness. Like I say, just trying to get used to some of these players' names, not only for you, but for me as well, as Jacobs now is surging forward here for us. Nicely playing ball. Good idea that was. He was trying to, just slide in Tom Bradshaw there, but the keeper was quick off his line and was able to grab that, and he goes long over the top, but we intercept that one as our centre-back Downing there manages to head that one away as we move forward down that left hand side with Harness. Knocks it inside to find Marcus, who is experienced player, but it's a lovely ball through. Tom Bradshaw with a great effort. I'm loving what the match engine looks like here in FM21. It looks a lot smoother and stuff like that. Really am enjoying that. So we reach half time. It is 0-0, so not a lot to show you in regards to goals. We are expected to get some in the game, but at the moment it is remaining 0-0. So not making any changes at half time. Going to give the guys a little bit more time on the field, but unfortunately, as you'll see, Jacobs has picked up an injury, and with this new sort of skin and stuff like that, I think they're still working on it. But as you see, unfortunately, the players' names over here aren't appearing underneath where they should be. So it's a little bit difficult, but at least we've got the player faces. So if any of you guys are Portsmouth fans, you probably recognise their faces and stuff like that. But it's a little bit difficult for me because I'm trying to work out who's who and stuff like that, but I'm sure that'll get updated and I'll probably find another skin and move it around and change things as the game moves forward, so who should we bring on? Who should we give as a run out on that right hand side? This guy here, Williams, he's a right sided, is he? Best position is on the left, but it does say that he can play on that right. Who else have we got here? Curtis, he's another left. Do we not have a right-sided? Oh, what's this? No, he's a left as well. Okay, not looking particularly good. They can play on the right, but looks like the favourite position is all down that left-hand side. There's another player here I've just moved on to. Ian Taggart, or Taggart, is also left. So it looks like we're going to play Williams, even though he prefers the left-hand side. We'll just bring him on to play on that right. So maybe a right-sided midfielder is someone we need to look at as well. So a chance maybe for Exeter to get in on the act here. They can get a goal, and well, nicely saved there by McGilvery. Probably just butchered his name. So made quite a lot of changes, as you'll see. I'm going to give like our new signing Ben Winter at right back. He's going to get a run out there. Like we've changed up top. We've brought on Jordi Hiwula. Again, hopefully I'm not butchering these names too badly. Going to bring him on as the striker in place of Tom Bradshaw. We've sort of changed this front. Like here, we obviously had to make a change on this right hand side because of an injury, but have made some other changes by bringing on who have we got here? We've got Ronan Curtis is brought on, Charlie Bell we brought on, Williams has already come on, but we've also brought on Tom Naylor in the middle of the park as well. So a few changes there. Let's see in the last sort of 10 minutes or so we can get a goal. So it's not looking very good, and I'm afraid like it's typical, isn't it? The game that I've actually chosen for you guys to have a look at, and there's like actually no goals in it, and that's just typical, isn't it? But at least you are getting to see some of the gameplay here and where the ball moves around and stuff like that. But like I say, it's just typical. But maybe we might get something here as Bell's on the ball, knocks this one forward. Chance for Williams, chance for Hawula, and we do get that goal. He is onside by the looks of things, and Hawula has come in off the bench there, like, and has shown that Tom Bradshaw, even though he's like come here on loan, he's not necessarily going to be the #1 striker. Hawula there just basically showing, like, you know, what is meant by scoring a goal. And yes, like I say, nice to see you guys being able to see one, you know, like because the other matches has been goals, but this one has been very sort of sparse when it comes to actual goals. But there it is, a 1-0 victory. The XG basically was saying that we should have maybe got 2 over here. Like, let me if you see regarding that, and also obviously this XG feedback here. But we did only manage to get the 1 goal. So fair play to Exeter. Did well, but again, this is all about trying to gain, like, you know, sharpness and stuff like that for the players, and also for me to like get used to the players and stuff. But yeah, like at least we got a goal. So just to give you an idea of some of the transfers, some of these were all done before I even like joined it. Like I say over here, Tom Bradshaw and Ben Winter are the only 2 that I've brought in. The rest of them were already done and in the game. And as you can see, Jordi Hawula is actually a new player as well at the club. We brought him in here as a free from Coventry. So yeah, look, a couple of strikers we've got now, like, you know, obviously fighting for that place. But yeah, he's got some decent stats in there. 25 years of age. Looking forward to see what he can do. And like I say, here is Tom Bradshaw, 28, but I've got him on loan, and if he performs and does well for us, then at 28, there's no reason why we couldn't maybe give him, like, you know, a contract if he's willing to stay with us. But there are a few other clubs that are sniffing about here, where you can see just move it on there. Huddersfield and Swansea are also interested. So we might not have the draw, you know, like as in a club that you might want to come to. You might want to try his luck at maybe one of those clubs. And as for, like I say, Ben Winter, brought him in, 22 years of age, and there's his stats and stuff. And like I say, he has got decent potential, as you can see just here on his potential ability. It's down to him now whether or not he can hold down that right back spot. He has got a few players that are going to fight him for that spot, which is what you want in any sort of squad. But yeah, I brought him in for only 10 grand. Yeah, I thought that was, like, you know, a decent deal. But as you can see, they already purchased a right back, which is this guy here, Callum Johnson from Accrington, for 200,000. Yeah, so Callum Johnson is going to be probably our main right back, and he's 23 years of age. So it's good to see them two battling for that right back spot. But he can also play as a centre back as well. So we'll see on that one. So just to give you an idea of some of the transfers that have happened in some of the other clubs, as you can see, quite a lot of clubs have been busy in the transfer market here in League One, with 3.2 million being spent, which is a small pittance when you look at the Premier League, isn't it? Like, you know, that's like a weekly wage to some of these. But there we are, like, yeah. But thank you so much for tuning in for the very first episode here with Portsmouth, with myself here, yeah, really looking forward to see how this goes. We're only in, like, you know, pre-season. We've got, in the next episode we will get into it. I will probably do that game against Luton, to be honest, in the cup, just to see where where we are at. And then we've got this other trophy here, which is the Trophy Southern section. Not sure what that is. Maybe it's the FA Vars or something. Is that what that is? I'm not entirely sure what that is, but we've got Colchester in that. Probably won't show that one. Probably will open things up against Shrewsbury. So maybe Luton and Shrewsbury are going to be in the next episode. I hope you can join me. As you can see here, we're doing well in pre-season, lots of goals and stuff. And you guys unfortunately got the game where there wasn't that many, but we can score, as you can see, a 6-0 and a 4-0 against like lower opposition. But there we are. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Dave from Mumongu Gaming signing off. Cheers.